Hey viewers, welcome to PES Blog. And today with us we have Team Aeolus from PES RR campus. They're basically an aero modeling club. With us we have Shri Krishna and Manoj. So hi guys, can you introduce yourselves?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Sri Krishna BR and I am a final year student at PS University RR campus. I'm studying in the Electrical and Electronics department and I'm the club head of the IARC division of Team Aeolus, which is the aerial robotics division.
Right.
Hello everyone, I am Manoj and I'm currently in my mechanical engineering fourth year and I'm currently leading the DBF division of Team Aeolus.
Great. Okay, so let me start with the first question. So what is Aeolus? What do you do in Aeolus?
Okay, with respect to the IARC division of Team Aeolus, our main focus is aerial robotics and participating in leading competitions in the world with respect to aerial robotics. We also basically the seniors, they teach juniors how to build quadcopters and drones from scratch, and we also build manually controlled quadcopters initially, and then later onwards we move on to autonomous quadcopters and uh, autonomous octocopters, hexacopters, depending upon the competition at hand. So we're mainly a for competition driven club where uh, the main focus is to participate in the competition. In addition to that, we also encourage a lot of learning and experimenting with uh, aerial robotics and drones and stuff.
Right.
So, what domains of CS, EC, EE, mechanical do you work on in your club?
Yeah,
Okay.
when it comes to mechanical part, like I can give a bit more clarity. Like regarding the flow analysis, like suppose you have some knowledge in computational fluid dynamics, obviously that's going to help in a lot of aerodynamical studies, the DBF part of it. And of course, like if you're good at structural analysis and everything, like it will certainly help in both teams. Like we have like say the drone landing, like impact analysis that you might have to do, or say some other load analysis for, like the different arms, like how the movement of it like goes around and everything. And when it comes to the DBF part of it, like obviously like you have a lot of your internal structures, like whether your aircraft is structurally stable and can withstand all those different loads. And yeah, regarding the EC and computer science stuff, Sri Krishna will take over.
Okay.
Yeah. So the IRC division has a lot of AC and CS related stuff, and it also has a mechanical related domains as well. So in terms of CS, we mainly work on computer vision, which is very important for aerial robotics in general, and especially when you have drones, you usually attach a camera to a drone and to a gimbal or something, and then do the processing. So on boards or off board. So computer vision is a very huge aspect of our team. In addition to that, algorithm development and algorithm design for the obstacle avoidance, motion planning, control systems of the drone, etc. That's another very huge important aspect. And we tend to avoid machine learning and AI mainly due to the we don't want to overload the processor, which since most of the processing happens on board the drone, and using ML algorithms and neural networks will tend to make it very hard for the drone to function and make it autonomous basically. So for off-board computation, we will definitely be using machine learning algorithms, but yeah, it's very limited as such. In with respect to the EC domains, obviously drones require a lot of electronic components and electrical wiring to be done. So EC and with respect to EC and EEE, the first thing is obviously the electronic system design, which is choosing the right specifications of the actuators, sensors, the microcontroller or the processor, or the whole the architecture of the system as a whole, the development of it, the design of it, and all those things. We also might want to design flight controllers, kill switches. We also develop other circuitry which will help in aiding the drones during their flight as well. So the domains which we have right now in this current, depending upon this current year's competition, involves obstacle avoidance, kill switch design, electronics and optimization. We have module replacement and text recognition, which involves computer vision and also mechanical control of a robotic arm.
Yeah.
And similar domains. So this is with respect to CS and EC.
Right.
And also like another important domain that we look into is like battery management, because like I mean we're not into like say IC engine propelled aircraft or like jet propulsion for that matter. Because I mean because of the obvious safety hazards and everything. And like most of the competitions usually regulate the battery requirement that we have. I mean like how much battery power we can have on board. So like another key important aspect there is like selection of the battery and the like corresponding motor and propellers. Like I mean obviously like you would be having some basic knowledge about like how the propeller dimensions may affect like your aircraft thrust performance and everything. So I mean like it's all comprehensive study. And like most of aircraft design and even when it comes to drones, it's more about compromise rather than going for the most like the best case scenario, because like when you're increasing like the parameters of from one end, like you'll obviously be losing a lot in the other end.
Yeah.
So it's usually about finding the perfect balance, and yeah, like that's where Team Yellow like has its main focus on.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So how many members are present in Aeolus?
Okay, with respect to the IRC division, there are about 20 members currently, and I think Manoj will tell about the DBF.
Yeah, when it comes to DBF, like currently, like the fourth years, like we had around a team of 12. And like when it comes to the current third years, I think we have a team of 8. And in second years, we have a team of around 6. So yeah, I mean, like we really need some manpower. So yeah, we're waiting for you, juniors.
Yeah.
Okay. So what makes Aeolus unique from all other clubs at PES?
Yeah, one most, I mean, striking important thing is like the multidisciplinary, like nature of the club. And most of the other teams like usually have like a centered vision, like and a centered domain. Like say when you take into like say uh, racing teams or like like some coding club or like other clubs, they usually have a main branch that I mean like most skill set is focused on. But here we have like a really like a huge domain, like I mean like with spread over multiple branches of study. So that's one thing where we come into. And the other thing is like our focus on competitions. Like for example, the IRC division focuses on IARC, which is organized by AUVSI. Like it's a global competition, and even when it comes to DBF, we participate in AIA DBF competition, which is the global competition as well. And like
Okay.
we have a considerable experience in like both these competitions, like, and we have I mean, been participating in both these competitions since like about 4 to 5 years. So like we have, I mean, like a domain hold on like these competitions, and we kind of know the knowledge of like what kind of skills the competition is looking for, and how we can match that.
Yeah. So with respect to aerial robotics, there, as far as I know, there is no club which focuses solely on aerial robotics, nor is there a club which has built successfully a drone properly and has flown drones either manually or autonomously in the campus. So where I'm proud to say we're the first club to do that, and also the club is consists of people. It's not like it's a very aerial robotics is not a very broad topic. It's highly focused on a specific type of a robot. So it's gonna cater to specific people who are extremely interested in this specific aspect. And the people who have worked for at least a year in this club are knowledgeable and have the experience required to mentor the juniors and teach them about the basic requirements or the foundation of aerial robotics in general, which I think is pretty unique for any.
Yeah, and another thing is like the opportunities that you get. Like suppose you are someone who's focusing on the aerospace sector, then yeah, I mean I think like we are the way to go.
Okay.
Okay. So how do you apply to Aeolus? Is there a requirement to join? Is there a screening process?
Yep, certainly. Like all clubs, I mean technical clubs, we usually have a recruitment test, and like we don't usually have any sort of like a CGPA requirement as such. And like you might actually wonder like how much of technical knowledge that we're looking at. Like when it, especially when it comes to first year, we don't usually go for much of it. Like in the most recent recruitment test that we had, like in the year 2019-20. For the first years, we exclusively looked at their aptitude and problem solving capability rather than the actual technical knowledge. Because like technical knowledge, you can learn as you go. But I mean, like if you're someone who has a good hold on your basics, like whatever you learn in your pre-university studies or like 11th, 12th, etc. Like that's what we're really looking at. Because like the other technical knowledge, obviously, like you learn in your like in your time at ALS. So basically, what we're specifically looking for is mainly problem solving capability and like how you approach problems. Like I mean, suppose and the innovation that you bring to the team. That's what we're looking at.
Okay.
And regarding the process, first we have a recruitment test, and after that we have a, interview with the existing members in the panels. And in the final stage, we may or may not have like a faculty interview because, like, obviously, like as we're a formal team, like we'll have a certain rules and standards that we have to comply with the university management. And yeah, we will be having the faculty interviews for that thing.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
I think I was a bit too informal there, but yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. Uh, so at what time does your club generally take place? Like, is it normal in like after normal classes or in weekends or like
Yeah.
anything else?
Yeah, so basically, we expect the club members to come to the lab and work as like whenever possible. There is no like strict days or strict timings as such. We are pretty lenient in terms of when can they come to the lab and work. But having said that, we expect members to come enthusiastically participate regularly in the lab. Don't bunk classes, definitely not. But after class hours, do come and spend at least a few hours every day, if possible. And if the weekends are a holiday, we don't expect you to come all the way to the campus to participate, at least when there is no, when the competition is not close by. But when the competitions are close by, we expect extreme participation that may involve coming to the college and the lab and working in holidays as well. And we again, we don't advise people to bunk classes, but because your academics and CGPA is very important. But managing time between academics and the club is extremely important when it comes to ALS, because a lot of commitment may be required during the competition nearing phase.
Right.
That's very important.
Okay.
Yeah, like I would like to extend a bit on that. Like because like we're a competition centric, like club which is looking into like few areas of research as well. And so like your main focus should be to like do what you have, I mean what you have on your plate. So I mean it doesn't matter when you get the output, like how you get the output, whether you come to the college and give the output or anything. But I mean basically as we're a team and like it's a highly multidisciplinary team, and one team will have outputs like needed for their work. So I mean like we don't expect any amount of delays there. So that is why we require your maximum participation. I mean, like, because like we have a team of say about another 20 or something. I mean, there's not much work on your part. So, I
Yeah.
mean, you can be pretty chill about that. But I mean, like, whatever you take and for your own like work, that we expect you to finish that at least. I mean, that's the only criteria that we have. And yeah, I mean, like we have a few times wherein like we have to stay back in the campus, and like we have a lot of fun working late. I mean, and sometimes like I personally have stayed in the lab up to 4 in the morning and everything.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, that's usually for our builds. Like suppose we have a competition, and then like I mean, not all competitions give you a lot of like time in advance. I mean, like notice in advance. Sometimes like like you come across a competition pretty late, and like once you register, you have to give your full in the competition. And we have a lot of I mean, staying late does not mean that we keep working there. I mean, we have a lot of fun time there, and it's a kind of like a really good college experience for you.
Right.
And
Okay.
yeah, I mean, like if you're really passionate about it, then you'll really enjoy it a lot.
Okay.
All right. So does your club provide any official certification? Like, is there a certificate given after a project or something like that?
Yeah, regarding that, what we have currently, like we usually go for a letter of recommendations or like any sort of letter of intent for say like the members of the team given by the faculty coordinator. Certification thing like becomes really a sort of an issue because like uh, the HOD and everything, like, like the university management might not be comfortable with providing a certificate as such, but any sort of like a letter of stating your experiences and like the skills that you've gained at Team ALS. I think that was much of a pretty higher value than your usual certificate. And like coming to the certificates, obviously like your competition, like I mean authorities will provide you with a certificate. So I mean I don't really see the need for an ALS certificate in general. But like I mean, rather a statement which states your experiences and your skills that you gained at ALS, and like about your work in the team. I think that was much more potential in your say your future studies or your like job applications, etc.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, one small thing I would like to add about that to that. So basically, I would say the most valuable thing you can get from the club is the experience and knowledge, because not many places where you can actually get the money to funding to get components to build an autonomous drone and fly them, and get to interact with seniors who already worked with them and such. So the experience and the knowledge you get during the time at the lab is very valuable, and more than any certificate can never get you.
So can you list out like few of the competition that you have participated in recently? Like,
Yeah, so I'll with respect to the IRC division of Team AOLIS, we have obviously participated in the IARC, that's International Aerial Robotics Competition, which is held usually in Atlanta in Georgia Tech. I myself had gone to Georgia Tech in 2019 to participate for the competition. However, this year's mission statement requires the whole participation to be done in a very huge, airport. So the location has shifted to, I think, Virginia, but it did not happen this year because of the pandemic. So next year it will happen. The same problem statement will continue in Virginia as well. So that is with respect to IARC. And yeah, for people who are watching this, please you can type IARC International Aerial Robotics Competition in Google and have a look at the website. The whole competition details is laid out very neatly. With respect to the other competitions, we've also participated in IIT Bombay drone challenge in 2019 in December, where we went to five, 6 members from IRC went to IIT Bombay, and we participated. And it was basically a competition in which we had to manually control the drone which we built. The pilot should maneuver the drone through various hoops of various shapes and sizes, and then there's a QR code at the very end which the person should scan, and the QR code should transmit like the decoded number which was present in the QR code must be sent to us, and depending on what number that is, we have to go to a specific that number labeled box, and we'll have to drop whatever payload is there inside that specific box with that number. So that was the IIT Bombay drone challenge which we participated in. Those are the two recent competitions. We were about to participate in the IIT Roorkee drone competition as well, but that got cancelled due to the pandemic.
Right.
Yeah, Manoj will talk about the DBF competitions.
Yeah, certainly, like I was telling about, like the one main global competition that we participate in, AIA DBF. AIA stands for American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, and DBF is Design by Fly. And yeah, like that, the problem statement like usually varies over each year, and you have a lot of like innovative problem statements wherein like it's not the fastest aircraft or everything, but it's a factor of everything. Basically, it's a huge optimization problem, and even the scores are dependent on that. And like yeah, coming to like you can obviously get more information for that and like in Google AIADB or like and like you'll get a lot of teams like about 170 or so teams like globally participate in the competition, and then um, like about 105 to 110 teams are shortlisted for the next stage. And like after the report stage, and we have the fly off which takes place in either Wichita, Kansas, or in Tucson, Arizona. So like it's an alternating, the venue which will be held in. And yeah, the last year's venue was, I mean, supposed to be Wichita, Kansas, but because of the pandemic, like we could not attend the flyoff. But fortunately for us last year, like in the proposal stage, we were placed globally second. And yeah, like it's the first for the team. I mean, to have been placed like in a really high position, and we're looking to continue that, like strength and spread forward. And yeah, coming to the national competitions, we attended the IIT Bombay Tech Fest, the IIT Boeing, like aero modeling challenge. Like that's the competition which happens like in most of the IITs, like about in 4 IITs in IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, and um, I'm not sure about the other venue.
Okay.
But yeah, like basically it's a zonal based competition, and like we were shortlisted in the first stage, but because of a crash we could not proceed further. Yeah, I mean that's one like of the features of ALS. Like I mean, you like you had previously asked like what's different in your team, and yeah, like here we have really limited like options. Like if your plane or drone crashes, like you don't really have much of a choice. We have to salvage whatever we can in the best way possible.
Yeah.
So I mean, probably in other teams, like you'll have a certain preparation time, but here, like you don't have much of preparation time. You have to, like be really quick and like modify whatever you can and salvage whatever you can in your best, possible way. Now coming back to competitions, I'm sorry for drifting away from the topic.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, and we participated in Christ University's Aero. Yeah, I think aero modeling competition, and like we were placed first in 2018-19, and in 2019-20, I think we got the fourth position in that.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, like these are the few competitions, and there were a few competitions which we were supposed to attend, but yeah, I mean, because of the obvious pandemic, like we could not get an opportunity.
Yeah, one small thing I would like to add. This academic year, we're not really sure if the competitions are going to be held or not. So in the case the competitions, most of them are going to get cancelled this year as well. We will be focusing on, a lot on teaching and mentoring the juniors to get ready for the competitions. That's the first priority. And the next priority is to build prototypes of possible, projects. So whatever the we or the juniors think as a good project, we can just make those prototypes and the final product, and then showcase it in many of the symposiums held in college. Basically, we can highlight whatever we made throughout this academic year to the college students by the end of the year.
right.
Okay.
All relevant links to Team Aeolus is in the description box below. There's also a link down below for our Freshers Instagram page and Discord, and there's also one for our Instagram page on this channel, Best Club. Thank you for watching.
If you like this video,
Like, share, and click here to subscribe.